Yo, 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 welcome back to Brandon Smooth TV. Back at you with another review. I wrapped up What If episodes 8 and 9. 8 did leave off with a little hanger, so I was like, might as well combine them. Now, we start off with Ultron taking over. And I will probably say this more than once. This is the Ultron we deserved in the movie we got, Age of Ultron, where he just completely decimates everything. But he ends up taking over, and all that's left is Black Widow and Hawkeye. They've been fighting back. It looks like they're in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's crazy, and they've been fighting back. But Ultron, he's taking over this world, and basically, it looks like he's killed Thanos immediately. As soon as he got the Soul Stone, he like sliced him in half. And everybody's big question is, why couldn't our Ultron do that in the MCU movie that came out in Infinity War? If the Soul Stone was that powerful, or the Mind Stone, excuse me, not the Soul Stone, the one in his head, that would have been a good question. You could have sliced this fool in half. So once Ultron gains the Infinity Stones, he goes on a rampage, and he not only takes over our MCU known Marvel Universe, but he starts just going crazy. He goes to Asgard, takes everybody out with the Infinity Stones, which I thought Odin would give him a little more fight back, but with, like I said, with control of all the Infinity Stones, you can change reality, you can warp time, you can do a lot of stuff. So he took out Asgard, took out Guardians of the Galaxy. He basically went through the whole MCU and just started taking everybody out in the universe. Now, once he basically reached what I call, because the Watcher had been watching him the whole time, Ultron gained enough power to actually see the Watcher. And since he's seen the Watcher now knows that he's aware of his presence. And Ultron, in his infinite wisdom and infinite powers that he has with the Infinity Stones, he knows that there are other universes. So his goal is to try to like tap into those universes and go conquer them. Um, Meanwhile, back on Earth, of course, Black Widow and Hawkeye, they actually are trying to find a way to stop Ultron, and the Watcher knows of a file that they can use, or another AI they can use, basically to take over Ultron's AI. Kind of like what happened in Age of Ultron when the Vision kind of took over his AI and took over everything. So Zola, if you remember him from Hydra, he's actually put his mind inside of a computer, and they're looking to find those files basically and go to where those are so they can try to upload a virus into Ultron. Now, Zola, he was actually able to put all of his mind into the Ultron bots and try to take them over that way, but the Watcher, he had to end up interfering. And the best part about this episode 8, of course, is the Watcher versus Ultron, which they basically go through different. They're in the multiverse, but they're kind of outside of it, and they're going in different universes fighting. And Ultron, he's basically trying to keep him contained so he won't take over the entire multiverse, which he's basically on the verge of doing. Now, at the end of the episode, we know that Hawkeye sacrificed himself. And they kind of leave it off like that. But the best fight was Ultron versus the Watcher. The Watcher's very powerful, but even Ultron with the Infinity Stones, he can hold. It was going toe to toe. It was crazy. Now, fast forward into the last episode, Guardians of the Multiverse. Great episode. It starts off with the Watcher basically taking all of our heroes from each episode and bringing them together. And he's using them to stop Ultron. Now, they bring along Killmonger, but he did have an episode on What If. And evil Doctor Strange is super powerful. He might be one of the most powerful people in the MCU. I would say he is. But we go through the episode with them basically getting prepared to fight Ultron, and he plucks them out of their universes. Now, once they get together, they do work really, really well as a team. And what ends up happening is they actually separate Ultron from all the Infinity Stones. Then our boy Killmonger always has his own plan. Already know he's scheming. Comes and takes all the Infinity Stones, and basically him and Vision go at it. I guess it's Ultron, but yeah, him and Ultron go at it for power of those. The Watcher had ended up putting everybody together basically to separate the Infinity Stones from both of them, and then just taking it and putting them somewhere else, so they can't be useful no more to Ultron. And then Zola ends up coming in because the Black Widow finds a piece of the virus I mentioned from the previous episode, not the last one, and she shoots him with the arrow, takes him out. Look, the episode was good. Bottom line is, Killmonger, Disney, after Black Panther came out, fans were split. Let's really keep it a buck. Some fans seen Killmonger as a villain, just straight up villain. Some seen him as an anti-hero. And I think Disney, what they try to do with this What If episode, they definitely want to make him a super villain. Which is fine. That's okay. That's how they want to interpret it. But he gets the Infinity Stones and he say, look, the Watcher owes us. Our worlds are messed up. Peggy, don't you want to get back with Steve Rogers? Black Widow, don't you want your world to be whole again? You know what I'm saying? And then him and T'Challa end up getting into it. He's like, cousin, give me the stones. And he's like, I'm not your cousin because, they're from another universe. So they kind of go back and forth. All I have to say is it don't matter where you put Killmonger in the multiverse. His will and determination is so strong that he's going to achieve his goals. And then with Killmonger, he's the most interesting part of this with me, between him and Ultron. Because name one regime in history that didn't use deceptive practices to obtain power. Name anybody in power that didn't do something devious to obtain power. See, that got you thinking. So, as far as morality is concerned, you got to consider what's wrong and right. And with Killmonger, he's the most interesting villain we probably have in the MCU because you can see where he's coming from. And I think the MCU, what they try to do is say T'Challa's 100% right, Killmonger's 100% wrong, but there is a gray area. Now, murdering people to get what you want, that's part of history. Societies have conquered. Entire civilizations, wars have been fought. They're still being fought for wealth and resources. And in order to attain wealth and resources, pretty much every person in power had to do something devious. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I love where they left the series off at, and we just gonna keep it pushing with What If. Like I said, What If has finally is starting to become on par with DC's animated universe. Because as far as the animated universe, DC's still killing them, but What If is putting their foot forward, their best foot forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.